foundation. So I'm going to teach you all about all the different kinds of foundation and what kind of skin they go to. So we're going to start with our combo or oily skin. Now if your skin is super oily, you find it gets oily throughout the day, mostly of course in your T-zone, but anywhere, or if it's kind of a combination where you have some oily and some dry, the best foundation for you is going to be the loose powder foundation. This one is a medium coverage and it works best, of course, just like all of them, but the powders especially work best if you use the primer first. And it's gonna give you a matte, mostly a matte finish. I would recommend using this brush with it. This is the powder concealer brush. Use the little part for the concealer, the big part for the powder, and easy, just put it on. I'm not going to do it because I want to do the liquid foundation on my face, but I don't even know if you'll be able to see it. But it's just a really light, loose powder, and that is good for oily or combination skin. The next one that I'm going to show you is for normal to dry skin. So if your skin has dry patches or just you find it gets dry throughout the day, especially in the summer, mine gets more dry during the summer, or if it's just normal, if you don't notice it extra oily or extra dry, the cream foundation is going to be for you. This one is a medium to full coverage, and it has a little sponge. It comes with a little sponge. I took mine out and threw it away because I don't use that. This one works great with the powder over it because that gives it then that finished matte look. So like a pressed powder or even the loose powder will work great over it. But I would recommend this foundation brush for the cream foundation. Unless you like the little sponge thing, that is fine too, but I like to use this brush with the cream foundation. And let me see. You'll be able to see it, but it is a really, really light feel. It's not thick or sticky or anything like that. It's a really light feel. So the cream foundation is really good for dry skin. Okay, another good one for normal to dry skin is the BB cream. If you've never tried BB cream, this one is a winner. This one's really good for summer, and it has shea butter in it, so it moisturizes. It's kind of like a tinted moisturizer, a lotion a little bit. This one is a natural, more of a natural coverage to a sheer coverage, so it doesn't have a lot of coverage, but I like that in the summertime. I don't seem to need as much coverage in the summertime for some reason, but it also gives you kind of a dewy look, so kind of that summer glow kind of look. But if you don't like the dewy look, this one pairs great with powder over top as well. This one I just prefer using my hands and not a brush, so because it's like a lotion. So it just goes on really light. It's, oh, more dripping. The next one we're going to talk about is if you have the normal to combination skin. Again, so if you're some oily, some dry, or if you're just normal and you don't notice anything, the pressed powder is going to be good for you. This one also is really, really important to use primer underneath. It's going to give you a matte finish, and it's just a light to medium coverage, but it's a really matte, airy looking finish. This one I like to use the powder puff brush with. It's a big giant brush. Again, this one comes with a sponge, but I took it out. And it's super easy. Put on your primer and then put on your powder. This also works great on top of the BB cream or the cream foundation. And last but not least, liquid foundation. If you have just normal skin, it's not super oily, it's not super dry, it's just normal, the liquid foundation is for you. I'm going to be putting this one on right now to show you, but I go between this and the BB cream during the summer. My skin does get drier in the summer, so the BB cream is good, and this one is good for winter because my skin's pretty normal during the winter. But I am going to show you this one today because I love it so much. This one is a light to medium coverage, and it dries completely matte. This is a liquid foundation that dries to a powder finish, powder matte finish. It's amazing. And you want to shake it up first before you use it. This one works really, really well with the liquid foundation brush. These two were meant to be married. These two are meant to go together. And I love this brush. I love it, love it, love it. But mine we just moved and it got dirty and I couldn't find my thing to clean it, so it hasn't been cleaned in a long time. This is an amazing brush though, look at that. It has the hole in the middle, but you don't want to put the foundation in the hole, just a little side tip. If you're going to put it on the brush, you want to put it around the hole, because if you put it in the hole, it'll leak to the bottom. Or what I do, I just put it straight on my face and use the brush. So this one does work really, really, really well, and most people use this one and love it. What I have found, because mine got dirty, I started using this one, and I am loving this one. This is the one I showed you earlier. It's the powder concealer brush, but this works so well with this liquid foundation. I find that it blends a little bit better, and it's just super, super soft. This is the softest brush I've ever used. So I'm gonna show you really quickly. The liquid foundation is great because it blends really well. It's a mineral foundation, so it blends really well. So if your color, like if you don't get the exact match, you can blend it so that it works. I can also color match anybody, so just keep that in mind, over Facebook. So we're just gonna blend this out a little bit, and it is amazing. So this is all I do. And it's super, super light. You can see I had a sun spot right there. I should have showed you before, and it is completely gone. So while it is a medium coverage, it does cover really, really well, especially if you use the primer. The primer helps with that. I go over my eyes. And that's super easy. And something else I love about this brush, this is the concealer part, but I like to use it to make sure I'm getting all the foundation in those little tiny spots that maybe big brushes cannot get to. I have noticed, have you guys ever noticed? I walk by a mirror in a store after I put on my foundation and I have like a gob of it like right here by my nose or up here. Very embarrassing. So I use a little brush to get into those little crevices. And that's that. So that is the liquid foundation. Perfect if you have normal skin. If you have dry skin, I would suggest BB cream if it's super dry. It's gonna moisturize your skin as you wear your foundation. And that's it. I love all of these foundations. I can't really choose a favorite. It depends on how my skin is feeling that day. But if you have any questions about the foundations, let me know and I will be happy to answer them.